What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Dgotsauce, and I'm back with a pre-recorded live stream video. I hope you guys are doing well today. This is episode number 46, and it's been a beautiful day, man. It's been a beautiful day. It's every day that I wake up seems to be getting better and better and better, and we extremely blessed. First of all, man, I want to say thank you guys so much for tuning in. I appreciate y'all viewership. Make sure you guys leave a like on the stream. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button if y'all are new. And tap in the comments, man, if you rocking with your boy. I'd appreciate to know where you guys are coming from and if you guys support this channel. Let me know. Yeah, we got a few things to do before we get into the show. We just want to address a couple things. I'm starting to realize that my message is not going to be for everyone. My message is definitely not going to be for everyone. With that being said, I want it to be at least able to reach as much people as I can. When I first started this podcast, it was not a hobby. It was not for fun. It was not to get clicks. It was not to get views. It was more so to bring light to certain situations that are going on in the community. Not personally just my community, but communities in the entire United States, all throughout the world. And y'all might not agree with me every single time, which is fine, because I may not agree with you every single time either, which, we're human. It's supposed to be that way. But at the end of the day, we should be able to have the discussion to make sure that at least both sides are heard and both sides can get their point across. My side is simple. I like to address crime. I like to address Chicago, Boston, Miami, Houston, California. It don't matter. It don't matter where. Crime is in every city. Every big city, crime is there. And just because I make a video about a certain place one specific day does not mean I don't target everywhere. And the sad thing about this thing is people is actually dying. People is actually getting harmed. People are getting stuff stolen from them that they work so hard for. And the point of the story is, what side do you choose to be on? Are you going to be on the side that is negatively impacted by this situation? That the side where, generations and generations of kids will pretty much go down the same rabbit hole and either end up in jail, prison, or even worse, they might even die. They might even die. So many kids is out here dying on the streets. So many young adults. So many adults that could do so much good for the community. They could be so excellent when it comes to just going out there and being a star-studded person. A dope, phenomenal role model to young people out there that are trying to just do things the right way. There's nothing good that comes out of any of this evil stuff that we be posting and showing. But what we do want to do is bring light to the situation. And if that means getting out there, getting attacked, getting hated on, getting my name thrown in the mud, that's okay. That's okay, because if I can save one kid per day, per week, per month from getting killed or doing any type of robbery or doing any type of rape, kidnapping, any type of crime, if I could save one kid a day, I will be happy. I'll be happy. I'll do this for 1,000,000 days if I could. I'll do this for 1,000,000,000 days if I could. If that's what it takes for me to get my point across, to where I can build a community of people who understand, who feel the same way, who have respect for law enforcement, who have respect for the government, who have respect for the crime, the law, who want to see the United States thrive, who want to see their families thrive, who want to see their families live and die of old age, not because of gunshots. If it takes me coming on here and addressing this stuff almost daily, I will do that. I will do that. It's not for clicks. It's not for money. I've been doing this a long time before any money got involved, before I even got 1,000 subscribers. I've been on here preaching this message, and I will not stop. I will not stop. But I do want to say this. Thank you guys who really do understand. Thank you guys that I can say, these people they're kind of like me. They see how I see things. We might not always agree on everything, but for the majority of the people that are following and are growing with me, connecting with me, we are all like-minded people, and I cannot thank you guys enough for continuing to support me, because, it's not going to just only take me. It's going to take a bunch of us, and we have a lot of work to do. I say it all the time. We have a lot of work to do, but at the end of the day, we know we can't save everyone. But we will save those that we can't save. We will. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Let's start getting into the show, man. We starting off in the city of Houston, man. When I tell you there's so much out here on the streets, I can't make it up, man. I can't make it up. This one is a pure example of the stuff that I bring to the people all the time. And I'm just letting you guys know, this is evil. Straight evil. There's nothing about it that says this is good. It's pure demonic. Let's tune into the video and see what's going on out here in these Houston streets.
Only on 13. It may be one of Houston's most horrifying murders caught on camera.
And it happened in full view of neighbors in a subdivision near the Gulf Freeway in the Pecan Park neighborhood. ABC 13's Brooke Taylor is joining us now here in the studio.
Yeah, and Brooke, this really shocked a lot of us here in the newsroom.
It did, and sources close to this case tell me that this is some of the most horrifying footage they have seen in their careers. Police haven't said if the victim knew the killer, but they're hoping that a neighbor's video leads to a quick conviction and justice for his family.
Only on 13, deeply disturbing and shocking video of a murder in broad daylight. On May 3rd, the victim, Stephen Anderson, is walking on Woodridge Square Drive to pick up his mail, sources tell us. He turns around at the sound of a screeching car speeding right into him. We're pausing the video right before he gets hit. The car reverses and hits him again, pushing him further into the street. Neighbors are on the phone, frantically calling 911.
Evil. Evil. It don't only happen in Chicago. It don't only happen in LA. It's all over the place. It's all over the place. Kids, parents, future parents, all those that see and happen to see this video, protect your kids. Protect their minds, protect their spirits, because there is a literal attack, whether you believe it or not. There's a literal attack on these people, on everybody out here on these streets. And if you are weak, you will be possessed. The devil is taking names. He's taking names. I can't put it any other way, man. This is the sickest thing I put on this channel so far. So far. Let's continue.
Other people to help me turn him over. They want us to turn him over.
Another neighbor comes out with a pillow. And that's when the suspect, Karen Fisher, identified in court records as a man, but also described as she by police, returns with a knife.
Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Supposed to be a man. Now he's a woman. Can still see the male features. Disgusting behavior, disgusting agenda, disgusting everything. All in it. It's a whole pile of disgust. Whole pile of disgust. Let me know how you guys feel about this down below in the comments, man.
Knife in hand. The suspect yanks and flips Anderson over, straddles him, and kisses him. We're not showing what happens next because it's too graphic, but that's when police say Fisher stabs him 9 times. She casually walks off as if nothing happened and neighbors just watch. She then tries getting into another car while talking to witnesses. When that's unsuccessful, she leaps over the body and walks away.
It's very disturbing, yeah, because, I have kids here. So our kids could have been out here playing, and imagine that.
20-year-old Karen Fisher is in jail tonight, charged with murdering this 64-year-old. Her bond is set at $2 million.
Broad daylight, it was a busy intersection. It happened right under our noses,
Just truly so shocking.
The girl had so much demonic spirits covering her. She looked possessed. She was possessed. This is pure evil. Runs the guy over one time, then runs him over again. Gets out of the car with a knife. Walks to the body. Kisses the man on the lips. And then stabs him 9 times. What about that speaks good? Nothing about that says we should have some type of sympathy for this man. Sad. Extremely sad. Too much evil going on out here in these streets, y'all. Way too much evil. And I'm sorry if you don't believe it. I'm sorry if this is not the message for you. Maybe you've seen this and you were like, oh wow, this is a cool story. To me, it's sad. Very, very sad. We're praying for this guy's family. We're praying for his loved ones. We're praying that they get the answers they need. Obviously, that was a demon. Obviously. it was a trans demon. Sad situation. Sad, man. Let me know you guys what you guys think about that down in the comments below. I'd really like to know y'all thoughts. We gonna move on, man. We gonna move on. Crime is bad. Crime is bad. I swear, like, you know, it's so interesting sometimes to hear these stories because, you know, when you try to explain to someone why you are the way you are, why I am the way I am, why I talk about what I talk about, it's very, very easy for me to get across my message to a lot of people because I'm clearly not the only one that feels this way. I'm clearly not the only one that thinks that this stuff is absolutely demonic, absolutely terrible for any community. This is the worst part of any community. Whether you're black, whether you're white, whether you're Asian, whether you're Hispanic. Crime is the worst part of any community. And it's going crazy in the streets. It's going crazy in the streets. People were so upset at me the other day. Some people, not all the people, but some people were so upset at me the other day for talking about Chicago and their crime that it made me want to even talk about it even more. So I went and I Googled and I YouTubed. I said, give me something interesting that I could bring to the people. And I hit the jackpot. I hit the jackpot, Chicago. Y'all striking again. Not only are people dying at the hands of gun violence in the streets of Chicago, but people are dying at the hands of gun violence, but the guns are registered to police officers. And no. The police officers are not the ones doing the killings. They're on the streets with the gang members. It seems like somebody in the police in the police corporation is selling their guns to these people on the streets. Let's tune into the video and see what's going on out here in the streets.
One way law enforcement works to protect and serve is by getting guns out of the hands of criminals. But we've discovered each year thousands of guns once carried by officers are turning up at crime scenes around the country.
CBS News partnered with nonprofit newsrooms The Trace and Reveal. We surveyed more than 200 police departments nationwide. Most told us that they either sell or trade their used guns. Here's national investigative correspondent Stephen Stike.
You know, another family lost another child at the hands of a firearm that shouldn't even be on the streets. It shouldn't even be on the streets.
Candace Leslie's only child died 3 years ago, shot 4 times outside his apartment.
We desensitized.
Let me switch up the view so y'all can see what's going on. But like this wonderful mother said, this sad mother, we desensitized. We acting like this should be a normal thing that's going on in the streets of Chicago. Teens and young people dying every day. I'll address it. If y'all don't want to address it in Chicago, I'll be the one to address it for the entire community. We want to see it better. We don't want to see this happening.
Ties to just another black child being murdered. Yeah, it's just common.
From the scene, detectives gathered a gun involved in Cameron's death, but police have made no arrest.
I'm losing trust in the people who are supposed to protect and serve us.
But what Candace didn't know, until we told her, was that a weapon involved in her son's death here in Indianapolis was a former police weapon from a sheriff's office more than 2,300 miles away. Using public records, CBS News traced a gun involved in Brown's death, a Glock 21 handgun, to a sheriff's office in Stanislaus County, California.
There's no reason for police firearms to be.
Wow. I thought the police firearm was from Chicago. Apparently it's from California. Wow. It's not even supposed to be nowhere close to this state. So there's clearly some corruption going on in California. Clearly.
In the hands of teenagers.
I would say to Cameron's mom, I'm very sorry for your loss, but my organization had nothing to do with it.
Stanislaus County Sheriff Jeff Dirksey told CBS News Los Angeles he makes no apologies that his department sells its used service weapons.
Whoever did this, if he didn't acquire that gun, he's probably going to go acquire another one.
Dirksey says he saved taxpayers $25,000 last time he traded in about 650 guns. The department updates its arsenal every 7 to 10 years.
I mean, it's a legal transaction. I mean, I'll go back to so if I legally sold my old used patrol cars and somebody uses that in the commission of a crime, is that our responsibility? I would say no.
His department is one of more than 140 law enforcement agencies nationwide we found offloading their used weapons to gun stores.
So this is about 220 Smith & Wesson M&P 40Cs that just came in as police trade-ins.
And those stores advertise the gun's police history as a selling point.
So what you end up with are quality firearms in really good condition.
During a 16-year time period ending in February 2022, the ATF traced 52,529 former police service weapons to crime somewhere in America. On average, that's more than 3,200 guns every year, 9 every day.
It's good to know that these things aren't going to end up someplace they shouldn't.
This is what Seattle's police department does with its used guns. We recently watched as they melted 179 used service weapons. Seattle changed its policy in 2016.
It's not worth that risk.
What's the worst thing in your mind?
So somebody bought this gun off of them, sent it to Chicago, and whoever got it in Chicago clearly didn't care about anybody's life, especially this young man, and they used it to shoot him. Listen here, I'm all about protecting yourself. I'm all about being equipped. I'm all about freedom to hold a gun, have a gun, and protect yourself with a gun. But at the same time, I have to sit back and remember there's so much people out here who just don't even care about anything. Any law, they don't care about life. They're willing to wreck their life. They're willing to crash out. They're willing to do anything it takes to survive. And the sad, unfortunate part is another life has been lost. And they don't know who did it. They don't know. They're not going to ever find out, maybe. This guy probably will not ever get caught. And this is a sad thing about it. A lot of the cases end up happening like this, where murders go unsolved. A lot of them go unsolved, man. Let's finish off this video.
It could happen if a police gun got in the wrong hands.
Well, if you'd be used in a criminal act and a shooting, killing somebody, or even killing an officer.
As a police chief, I don't want any weapon that we owned to end up being used violently against another person in our country.
The Indianapolis police chief overseeing the investigation of Cameron Brown's shooting told us his department does trade in its guns. You'd be open to stopping that practice?
Well, I have to see, this the taxpayers pay for these things.
Does it feel like Cameron's just a statistic?
I think it may feel like just a statistic to those handling his case, but to me, no. I feel that number all the way in my heart.
He's your boy.
Yep. and he's gone too soon.
The Federal Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms and Explosives told CBS News that the practice of trading and selling old police weapons is illegal and that Congress would have to change the law. The White House Office of Gun Violence Prevention would not comment when asked about changes to either policy or the law.
I don't have a huge problem with them doing this. The only problem I have is that if it does get into the wrong hands, we see what happens. Praying for that mother, man. We're praying for that mother. We're praying for her family. We're praying that they get the answers they need. I can't blame it on the police officers, but we can blame it on the streets. The streets is wild. The streets is wild, especially in Chicago. Obviously not only in Chicago, but this one specifically was in Chicago. And man, my message to a lot of y'all people that are watching this, that are going to see this, is again, protect your kids. Protect your kids, raise them the right way. Let them know this is not the right way to do things. This is not the right direction to go. Stay away from gangs. Stay away from violence. Stay away from the streets. Be peaceful. Be people of good character, man or woman. Respect the law authority. Respect police, and they will respect you back. And stand your ground, man, on stuff that you believe in, because we only got one life here. We only got one life, and we don't want to take this thing for granted. We don't want to make sure that the things that happen in the streets, that happen in the world, that we become another statistic. We don't want to be that. We don't want to do that. We don't want our sons, our daughters to be that. We want to go above and beyond. We want to be blessed. We want to be fruitful. We want to multiply, and we want to give, and we just want to spread love, and we want to see clean streets and money in our pockets, good relationships, good everything, man. And more life. More life. It's sad, but let me know how you guys feel about that down in the comments below. I'd really like to know y'all thoughts. We're going to get into the next episode, the next topic. And shout outs to Biden. Shout outs to Biden. This guy has been lying so much to the people that they actually had to fact check Biden's top economist on Fox Business. So let's check it out and see.
Speaking of the White House, honored to have my next guest, the
streets, these political streets. Let's tune into the video, man.
Chairman of the Council of Economic Advisors, Jared Bernstein. You know, Jared, I understand your frustration sometimes when you look at the data and Americans don't buy the data, but they really don't buy the president telling them that they're essentially wrong. It's not that bad. So how do you navigate that?
Well, that's not at all what the president tells them. And in fact, yesterday, if you look at his statement, which is on the White House website, on the inflation report, we got a very favorable report from the perspective of the markets today, as you have been reporting correctly. But he pointed out, I think one of his first sentences is, we know families are still struggling with prices that are too high. I mean, this is practically a quote from his statement yesterday. Never will this president blow off the struggles that families like the one he grew up in are going through. Instead, he'll take action to help them through cutting costs, prescription drug, clean energy, housing, child care, junk fees, actively working to lower costs in those areas. So
stuff that we all don't care about. Yeah. Stuff that we all don't care about. Nobody cares about that. We want to see gas prices go down. We want to see vegetables and grocery prices go down. We want to see restaurant prices go down. We want minimum wage to go up. We want taxes to go down. We don't care about health insurance. We don't care about green energy. We do obviously need health insurance, but dude, if we got to go to the doctors, we going to the doctors. whether we paying or not, we got to go to the doctors. Healthcare should just be free at this point then. But then now would it even mean anything for a doctor to be a doctor now if everything is free? I don't know. They're doing it in Canada that way, and it seems to be working out for them. So if y'all are so worried about healthcare, just make it free. Then we wouldn't have to have this conversation about healthcare. If y'all are trying to turn the entire planet green, which doesn't make sense, that has nothing to do with the economy. That has nothing to do with inflation. And we want to know why things are going out of the pocket like this. But let's continue.
Not at all dismissive of America's concerns in that regard, Neil.
All right, well, some might disagree with you on that, but I do want to get behind why the president keeps claiming this. This is what talking about inflation. Take a look.
We have dramatically reduced inflation from 9% down to close to 3%. We're in a situation where we're better situated than we were when we took office. It was 9% when I came to office. 9%. But look, people have a right to be concerned. I think inflation has gone slightly up. It was at 9% when I came in, and it's now down around 3%.
He's lying. He is lying. You'll see.
Why does he keep saying that? You're his top you're the head of the Council of Economic Advisors. Do you ever whisper in his ear, Mr. President, just to be technical about it, it wasn't 9% when you assumed office, it was 1.4%. It got as high as 9% in 2022. You brought it down from that, but it was never, ever, ever 9% when you came into office. So why does he keep saying it?
Well, first of all, let me point out that in that very quote you played, the president talked about how concerned he was for households struggling with prices that he consistently characterizes as too high.
That's not what I asked you.
So
why does he keep misrepresenting this?
Ducking.
He's making the point that the factors that caused inflation to climb to 9% were in place when he took office.
No,
I think
that's
it was
not what he said. He said it was at 9%. It would eventually get to 9% a little over a year after that. But the fact of the matter is it wasn't 9%. So if I can't trust him quoting data in real time, why should I believe what he's talking about now?
So the annual growth in
Answer the question. Why does he keep saying it was at 9% when he took office? That's a lie. It was not at 9% when he took office. It was much lower. He actually had it at a great percentage when he took office. And then it went up to 9% while he was in office. Because he doesn't know how to manage the economy. And then it went back down. Now it's about at 3 or 4%. Much better than 9%. But it was not 9% when it was his. When it wasn't his. He made it 9%. Let's continue, man.
Or inflation in the second quarter of 21 was in fact about 9%, and his point about inflation down 60% off its peak is very much the case. So
no,
look,
it wasn't. It was not at that. So you're almost as bad as he is. Why can't you just say it was high? It got as high as 9%. You'd be accurate in saying that, and we have now brought it down, and we're struggling in around the 3% area. But it's better than it was. But instead, to hang it on his predecessor, that you inherited something that was through the roof when we were in the middle of COVID. It just seems to the American people, whether you're Republican or Democrat, you're lying. Neil. You're just lying.
Well, hold on. I hear you. The president was making the point that I think is unequivocally true. The factors that took inflation to 9% were in place when he took office.
That is not what he said, Jared. And you're a very smart guy with this stuff. You could just whisper. He's a good friend of yours. Obviously, thinks the world of you. Many others do as well. You could have just told him, Chief, I got to tell you, Mr. President, whatever you say, you might even, in fact, call him Joe. That's how close you are. Say, sir, it was not 9%. Stop it with the 9%, because the more you say that, the more people don't believe what you're saying.
Look, I think what the American people care most about is the fact.
See how this man. You see how this man. He's looking at his notes. He's flipping papers. He's looking sideways. He's like, dang, he got me. He got me right now. He got me. He got me. Man, shout out to my guy, man. Shout out to my guy. Cavuto is checking this man. Is this your best man, Biden? Is this your best man? Let's continue.
The American people care about truth, Jared.
Hold on, Neil. Neil, this only works if you let me talk, okay?
You haven't answered my question. I've asked it 5 times, five ways.
The president was making the point that the factors that caused inflation were in place when he took office, and that's unequivocally true.
Right.
I take your point, and we can have we can go on all day back and forth on this. I think what matters today is, are we making progress on lowering costs as well as lowering inflation? You know, they're not the same thing. Lowering both inflation and costs on behalf of the American people. I think we saw a great CPI report yesterday in that regard, but that's just one data point. No victory laps, no getting too far over
the trend is your
there.
friend, and other economists agree with you that it looks like it could be, and the Federal Reserve might have some flexibility to cut rates.
Correct.
I had a guest on, you might have heard earlier, Jared, who was saying that would be a mistake. It would be a little too soon to start cutting rates. How do you feel about that?
I'm not going to talk about Federal Reserve monetary policy in that regard. What I will say is that the Fed and Jerome Powell has consistently said he needs to have more faith in his forecast, and I suspect he's not the only one. I think a report like yesterday's on the CPA is a data point that helps in that regard, but we'll have to listen to the Fed on that point.
So let me ask you about some of these, and they could be welcome developments. The markets certainly like it, to your point, because a slowdown is better than things heating up. We've seen in the retail inflation report, we've seen in retail sales, we've seen it in job gains slowing off what was a blistering pace. We've also seen it factory output, which is pretty flat right now. Are you worried now? This sounds like a 180 that we could be looking at stagflation here, that things are slowing down, prices are still high. Are you worried about that?
Well, the question to a chair of the CEA is, are you worried about something? I worry about everything. There's a banana peel everywhere you step.
Yeah.
Stagflation is very low on my list for the following reason. First of all, that.
Let me tell y'all the numbers. Meat is up 3.4%. Eggs are down 9%. Breakfast cereal up 1.3%. Milk down 1.2%. Fruits and vegetables up 1.7%, and coffee is down 2%. Cool. Looks like a lot of things are up. Eggs. How is eggs up down 9%? How did it get so high? It's eggs. This is why the people was complaining. This is why. Y'all can't see it, but it's negative 9%.
That the labor market has been consistently tight with unemployment below 4% for
gas up 1.2%. Electricity up 5%. Utilities down 1.9%. And fuel and oil down 0.08%. We can feel it. We can feel it. We can feel it. The people feel
well over 2 years. That's helping to generate real wage gains. And by the way, all the disinflation we've had is really important in that regard. So we now have year-over-year wage growth for middle wage workers for 14 months in a row. Now that's the kind of tailwind from the job market to help support consumer spending, 70% of our economy. And it's been just a very positive perpetual motion machine in terms of growth rates.
Everything is
GDP
but it hasn't been a perpetual machine, right? I mean, rent growth right now is outstripping job surges in most of the U.S. metro areas, right? So there is a flip side.
Well, I'm not sure. I'm not exactly sure what point you're making there. I mean, I think the key point
is that
there
the cost of the American people, what they're enduring, isn't keeping up. Is exceeding what they're earning. You're right, their earnings are going up. They are experiencing these gains. But in real terms, they are not.
So we have a factual disagreement. True or false?
No, I didn't make up the fact that rent growth is outstripping wage gains in most of the U.S.
Let me ask you a question. I know you're supposed to ask me a question. I'm asking you a question. On a year-over-year basis, has wage growth been beating price growth?
No.
Wrong.
No, it hasn't.
Okay.
So when I give you this, when I talk about rent growth and grocery and related food costs that are exceeding wage gains. Are you saying I just made that up? That I'm reading from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Is that under your control too?
So on a year-over-year basis, wages of middle wage workers went up 0.6% over the past year. I'll put this on Twitter when I get out of here. So that's a fact. And in fact, on a year-over-year basis, wages have been beating prices for, I believe, 14 months running. But I'll make sure that's right when I get back to my office. That's unequivocally true.
All right, on the rent thing, and the fact that food costs, related costs, are exceeding the wage growth that Americans are saying. You're saying that is not happening, that Americans' wages are... Americans, you're saying, I want to be clear, is exceeding whatever their costs are that they're enduring, because they would have something else to tell you.
I'm not making a claim here. This is just a factual point that wage growth on a yearly basis is beating price growth and has been for middle wage workers for 14 months in a row. Now, let's talk about groceries.
The core costs that Americans endure. You're saying, wait a minute, no, just to be clear,
I have another question for you.
You're saying that is not exceeding what they are making, because Americans are telling you otherwise.
I don't know how else to say what I've said.
Wait a minute,
they
have stopped buying a number of items precisely because of that. You're saying, it's not that bad.
He's way off, yo. This is Biden's top guy, top economic guy. Way off. Prices are up all across the board. Prices are up all across the board. You can't tell me rent is not high. You can't tell me groceries ain't high. You can't tell me gas ain't high. And you can't tell me you getting paid enough. Unless you was really getting paid. He's looking crazy on there. Excuse me. He's looking real crazy. Nobody believes Biden because of this. You guys keep lying to the people. You keep bringing up fake facts. And the people look and they know, they feel it. They feel it themselves, bro. They feel it. We all feel it. We all feel it. And you can't come up there and start fooling us talking about we have the money, the wages are going up, everything matches up. No, it's not true. It's not true. Let me know how you guys feel about that down in the comments below, man. I think that was very, very informative. That was a dope debate on Fox Business. Check it out if you guys have the time, the full thing. It's about maybe a few more minutes left in that if you guys wanted to check it out on your own time. But let me know how you guys feel about that down in the comments below, man. I'd like to know y'all thoughts, man. We're going to get into the next topic. I apologize, man. My allergies is kicking my behind tonight. Allergies is kicking my behind, bro. I hate allergies. But you know what I hate more than allergies? I hate evil. I hate gangs. I hate criminals. And apparently over a dozen gang members.
City syndicate called 9-6.
Sorry. Getting ahead of myself. Oh my gosh, I might have to blow my nose later. I hate evil. I hate gangs. I hate it all. It's the worst part of our community. It's the worst part of the United States. It's the worst part of the world. It's straight evil. Satan is working. But it looks like the police are working also. More than a dozen gang members have been arrested in the Waterbury community. The people want to take back their community. They want to take back their streets. Let's tune into the video and see what's going on in the streets of Waterbury.
And you're looking over your shoulder. Is it the same?
One of Waterbury's fiercest gangs is collapsing. Its leader and some other top members are now in prison, most likely for life.
Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Dylan Fearon is live in Waterbury tonight after the FBI investigated for years. Dylan.
Well, Mark, Aaron, the hope is here in the Brass City that these communities and neighborhoods are safer tonight. Police certainly believe so. More than a dozen gang members, associates, and leaders now behind bars and have been convicted recently for killing rival gang members and innocent people. It's a major gang takedown to take back Waterbury neighborhoods.
You guys know we gotta address this. Y'all know we gotta address this. Y'all know we gotta address this. Over a dozen, y'all. Over a dozen. 98% black. %98 black. 1 Hispanic. Or 1 light skin. The worst part of the community. This is the worst part of gangs culture. This is the worst part of urban culture, rap culture. It all goes into the same boat. It's all evil. Look at how many faces. Look at how many black faces. All of these people could have been so good to the community. They could have made their light shine bright, whichever light they had. But instead, they said, you know what? We're going to form a gang and we're going to cause havoc. I don't even know what they formed their gang for. Maybe one of them got killed before. And they all came together and said, hey, we got to get back at this other guy that killed our guy. I don't know the backstory. Every gang has a backstory. But every gang is trash. Now, be honest with me, people. Do these people deserve to have to see another day in light? They're gonna say this is clickbait. They're gonna say this is clout chasing. Nah, this is evil. What y'all talking about? Look at all these brothers up here, bruh. I gotta be the one to come up here and say this nonsense, man. I gotta be the one to do it. I don't want to do it, but I gotta be the one to do it. Look at all these brothers.
Neighborhoods.
This case was one of the most complicated that our city has seen.
The FBI has spent 6 years trying to shut down the Brass City Syndicate, called 960. Its leader, Gabriel Pulliam, and associate Julian Scott were convicted last week. For years, the gang has been killing, dealing drugs, and running an organized crime ring. FBI Special Agent Joseph Altamari has been in the thick of it.
countless hours, years, really, going through this investigation.
In 2018, Pulliam and Scott shot at a group of people, killing a young mother of 4 and paralyzing a second woman. We were there as a community mourned. The killers now facing life without parole. So are these 4, all in their mid-20s. They killed 2 rival gang members in 2017. This is from that horrifying night. A shaken neighborhood demanded answers.
Every Connecticut resident, regardless of race, ethnicity, or social economic status, deserves to live in a safe community.
Police claim the city is safer, that violent crime decreased the last 2 years while the FBI was taking down the ruthless gang.
I hope that they have, because it'd mean a better quality of life for the people in the surrounding area and for the children especially, to be able to, play outside and not be an innocent bystander of a crime and get hurt in any way.
Janet.
Is that so hard to do? Is that a bad message? Is there something wrong with something this woman said just now? Is there actually something wrong? We want safer neighborhoods. We want our kids to be able to go outside and play. We want to be able to walk out on the streets and not be worried about getting hit with bullets. Is that a bad thing? Is that a bad thing? It's backwards behavior out here, guys. It's backwards behavior. Let's do better. We're doing away with the gang culture. Let's do better.
Moved to Waterbury from England more than 50 years ago. She's upset at how much the city has changed.
You go downtown and you're looking over your shoulder. Is it the same?
Now, police say some of these gang members, Mark and Aaron, make music videos and rap about their killings afterwards. Police say that was key evidence in putting many of these gang members away for life. We're live in Waterbury.
They'll kill you and then put you in a song. They'll kill you and then put you in a song. That's the type of culture we're talking about. That's the type of trash that I've been talking about. This is why I address the situation. So many brothers, so many, over 12, all locked up now for God knows how long. They're probably never ever going to get out. Causing real a ruckus, selling drugs, poisoning the community, killing other kids, killing other members of other gangs. It's all chaos. Stay out the streets, man. Stay out the streets. It's not safe. It's not safe, and it's not clean. We must do better as a people, whether I have to save one person at a time. I don't care if they're black. I don't care if they're white. I don't care if they're Hispanic. Good is good. Good is good. And we want to see more of it, man. We want to see more of it. Let me know how you guys feel about that down in the comments below, man. I'd really like to know y'all thoughts. We got one more topic that we're going to get into, man, and then we're going to get out of here. We're going to lighten up a little bit. Bring it to the left side of town. Because y'all know, I love talking about these lefties. I love talking about these lefties. Lefties are always losing it. So, let's see what's going on out here on the left side of town this week. Let's tune into the video, y'all.
It's time for Lefties Losing It. And I've featured this trans activist and self-indulgent narcissist previously. You'll remember him because he harassed waiters who misgendered him.
I use she, her pronouns. I'm not sir.
Oh, so sorry.
Yeah, like it's like a knife in the heart.
I remember him. We covered this guy before. Remember this guy? I got offended by everybody calling him a guy. I remember. Yeah, he wanted to be called a girl, but everybody's calling him guy because that's what they see. And yeah, I mean it's obvious. I think it's pretty obvious that he's a guy. So yeah, let's see what's going on.
I did specifically ask ahead of time not to be called sir. Yeah, I'm just gonna go. Okay. The Sweetwater starts at okay.
I'm so sorry. I apologize.
It's just always like a knife. It always hurts every single time. I was wondering if there's a manager I could talk to about something that happened. Yeah, I was called sir. Thank you. I'm not sir.
Oh, sorry.
Not sir. Not sir. Was it the guy who dropped the food off? He called me sir twice in a row.
This does not get any funnier.
Yes,
right?
that attention-seeking activist has taken a break from complaining about minimum wage workers misgendering him to film this depravity at Disneyland, of all places. Listen to this description of forthcoming surgeries.
I'm gonna get banned from Disney. I swear, we're about to get banned from Disney. Last summer, I got my cake pops removed, and the plan up until recently was to get my marshmallow wand reconfigured into a marshmallow pump. Unfortunately, a few weeks ago, I noticed some hair regrowth on my marshmallow wand. That's bad because the outside of the wand is what becomes the inside of the tunnel, so you don't want hair growing there, or else it's very uncomfortable. So I talked to my surgeon, and he said that it would be best to postpone the procedure until after hair removal is complete. This is obviously disappointing because I was really excited to have a marshmallow tunnel sooner. That being said, it is still happening. We're just not sure when it's happening. Hair removal is a fickle thing, and it's really hard to predict when it will finish. But my hair removal technician thinks it will be before the end of the year. So, fingers crossed.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Y'all do the honors in the comments. Y'all do the honors. Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
That is the definition of TMI, too much information. Oh, now, I must confess, when I first saw this next clip, I was convinced it was a fake, a deep fake, a work of parody, AI perhaps. Surely this couldn't be real. Surely someone working in academia couldn't be so semi-literate to the point where they can't even pronounce the names of their students, the simplest of names, including the school's name, Thomas Jefferson University. This is what happened at the school's College of Nursing graduation ceremony. Listen to how this presenter mispronounces the easiest of names. The first graduate we'll see there is called Megan Aubrey.
Michilu Iabri. Jessica Lynn Bower. Aliyah Benamon. Alisuna Cole Bishop.
Alisuna?
Victoria Lee Zubith-Ross.
Yo. Nah, that can't be real. This can't be real.
So we have badly mangled names like Elizabeth, Alison, Jessica. Surely it can't get worse. But it can. Listen to her try to pronounce Molly Elizabeth.
Marlena Zubath Camp.
Bro, nah, this ain't real. That's a teacher.
Allison Care Camp Bull.
No, what?
Tamulme Thomas.
Really?
Yo, they go to Thomas Jefferson. Who is this woman, bruh? Who is this woman? How you not know how to pronounce the actual name that's on the school that you work at? I'm confused. I'm actually genuinely confused. What was she reading? Who hired this woman? This reminds me of the deaf, sign language woman that went on camera at the police station and was signing a whole bunch of nonsense and getting paid to do it. Come to find out, she didn't even know sign language. Who paying this woman to pronounce these names across the stage? Who's paying this woman? Because she needs to be fired immediately. Immediately. This is not a good look. Let's continue.
Thomas. The kid's name is Thomas. He's graduating from Thomas Jefferson University. Thomas Jefferson must be spinning in his grave as we speak. Now, there has been an apology from the university, and the explanation they gave is that the presenters' cards had phonetic spellings of the graduates' names, really Thomas and Molly and Allison, that they need special... I'm not buying the explanation. I don't know what was going on there. I'm always mispronouncing things, but, English is a second language. That's a good excuse. That wasn't the case there. The whole catastrophe reminds me of this classic roll call sketch from Key and Peele.
Balake.
Hell yeah.
Where is Balake at? There's no Balake here today. Yes, sir.
My name's Blake.
Are you out of your goddamn mind? Now, D nice.
Do you mean Denise?
Son of a... You say your name right now.
Denise?
Say it right.
Denise.
Correctly.
Denise.
Right.
Denise.
Right.
D-nice.
That's better. Thank you.
Now, remember when trans activist Dylan Mulvaney escaped to Peru to get away from the hate in America?
Okay, surprise! I'm in Peru, and I'm at Machu Picchu. Isn't this just so beautiful? I'm here by myself. I've seen a lot of llamas, and the people here are so kind. I feel very safe here. It's a little sad that I had to leave my country to feel safe, but that will get better eventually. And I am dying for some Trader Joe's rolled chili lime chips, but other than that, I am so content. Still haven't been kissed yet, but I'm holding out hope. And most of all, this trip has me feeling like I'm my own best friend again. And that is the best feeling in the world. And I hope that you feel that way about yourself too.
But we haven't heard from Dylan since Peru officially classified transgender, non-binary and intersex people as mentally ill. It's a decision that has been slammed by LGBT.
It looks like he's going to be heading out of Peru very soon, everybody, huh? Looks like you getting out of Peru real soon, buddy. Because you're apparently mentally ill, buddy. I hope you feel safe now. Shout outs to Peru, man. Shout outs to Peru. Telling it like it is. Let's continue.
LGBTQ+ activist groups across Peru who say it is a major step backward in the fight for their rights and safety. Now to an old ad that has gone viral again, and one can understand why. Here,
I'm going to just say this real quick, man. They trying to turn everybody trans and everybody gay. We ain't doing that, man. We ain't doing that.
there is a Malaysian shampoo commercial that is, well, it's different.
Pati 50 disari dengan nutrisi agar kulit kepala dan rambut kekal sihat dan harum sentiasa.
Good Lord, even the Taliban can't be upset by that. Modesty first. Now let's go to Santiago, Chile, where these women are dancing for Palestine. If they dressed and danced like this in Gaza, they'd be shot by Hamas, but go crazy, ladies. And we do regularly feature the ladies of The View in this portion of the show. They say so many stupid things, but it's not just the female hosts. Their guests, male or female, also tend to say stupid stuff. Here is ABC host and Democrat operative George Stephanopoulos admitting that the deep state is real and it's beautiful.
And these are people that come, they're relatively young, people who come from all over the government, the CIA, the DIA, Defense Department, military. And, you know, some people like to call those people the deep state. Deep state. Well, the big thing I learned doing this book is that the deep state is packed with patriots. Yes. People who go to work every single day on the front lines of the most intense crises the country faces and do it to serve their country.
It wasn't too long ago that if you mentioned the deep state, you'd be called some crazy conspiracy theorist, but here we are. George says they exist and they're patriots. Patriots who hate America. Now to a couple of funny comics who are off the left, but they're still droll and clever and generally liked by all sides of politics. Bill Burr and Bill Maher came together for Maher's podcast, but it didn't go as well as you'd expect.
First of all, I don't think you could change the oil in a car, so don't talk about fucking architecture like you
can't, and I wouldn't want to.
Oh, let me adjust my glasses. Can I tell you something, Bill? Most of the that you say is not smart. It's just sort of obscure.
It's not obscure to a certain percentage of people. I'm
people that are at your
not some
altitude.
giant egghead. I'm just
I know you're not that smart.
Those two don't seem to like each other. I don't think that whole weirdly passive-aggressive dynamic was put on. It seemed real.
Yeah, I don't really pay attention to those two, honestly. I really could care less. About the last two scenes, The View and Bill Maher and the other guy, I could care less, I'll be honest with you, man. Shout outs to y'all people, man, for tuning in. Let me know how you guys feel about that down in the comments below, man. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you guys made it this far, let me know in the chat, man. I appreciate that. It's been a dope show. It's been a dope show. I hope you guys are entertained. I hope you guys enjoyed it. You guys will see the clips of this if you guys did not tune into the whole show. But if you did make it this far, man, I appreciate y'all. Make sure you guys leave a like on your way out. Hit that subscribe button if y'all are new. And last but not least, have a great weekend. I'll be here Monday night, 10 p.m. Make sure y'all tune in. Turn on those notification bells. We are 55 subscribers away. 55 subscribers away from that 1K. It has been a dope journey. And we're so close. We're so close to our first goal. We're going to hit it. We're going to hit it. Hopefully within the next couple of weeks, if not this week. We're going to hit it. We're going to hit it. We blessed, man. We blessed. Clearly my message, clearly this mic, it's working. It's working. And, we all gas, no brakes. We ain't going to stop. We got more work to do. We got a lot more people to save. And we got a lot more crime and evil to talk about. So, enjoy the show. Enjoy the show every time I get on here. I appreciate y'all. This time it wasn't live, but you know, we did our best to make it seem like a live show. I'll be back Monday night for sure, live. Until next time, man, I love you guys. Appreciate y'all. Peace.